Hey there, I wanted to create a little video to help explain this healing journey and what the process really looks like. So bear with me as I share a little analogy. It kind of reminds me of your home, right? You move in, you're really excited, you're decorating all the things, and you start to get cozy and comfortable and all settled in. But after a while, you start to notice things breaking. Oh, shoot, that doesn't work anymore, and that's not working anymore, and that's broke, that needs fixing. And sometimes you have to decide, are we gonna just keep patching this up? Right? Are we gonna try another diet? Are we gonna try a new workout program or another self-help book or whatever it is and just keep patching these things up? At what point we have to decide that we just have to tear this wall down? And that's really kind of what this process and journey looks like, because oftentimes we go through our everyday lives, we're comfortable, we're settling. But usually if you're here, there's something calling you and saying, is this really what we're going to keep doing? Because we look around, something about this doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right. Something feels broken, something feels off. When you start to ask those questions, you need to follow that. And oftentimes that brings you to this point of, are we going to remodel and just keep patching these things up? Or at some point, are we going to have to bring these walls down and start from scratch and start from a new foundation? And once you make that decision, then the process really starts. Because in that demolition process of bringing these walls down, of all of the things that no longer serve you, all of the masks that you've had to put on to fit in and to keep other people feeling comfortable, whatever it is, or all of the roles that you've had to play as the caregiver, the people pleaser, all of those things, you have to start bringing those down and taking those off. And that is a whole process in itself, because it can be very triggering to the parts of you that took on those roles when you were a kid to get your inner child's needs met. And so when you are no longer going to do those things, it can be very triggering. They're like, what are you doing? You're like, hold up, I'm doing this healing work with Tammy, so hang on, bear with me. So that in itself is a process, but there's a lot of memories and nostalgia and emotions and feelings tied up into these walls, into this house. And so helping you move through that as well, and knowing that it's safe to let go. It's safe to be open to looking at these things that no longer served you, but that served a purpose and a role in your childhood. But they're no longer serving you as an adult, because now they feel like self-sabotage as an adult. And so you owe it to yourself to go through that process. But here's the thing is, once you bring down these walls, right? Oftentimes people rush the process of rebuilding, right? They jump into the next thing. They take on the next diet, the next program, whatever it is, thinking like, okay, this is going to fix me, right? But they didn't look close enough at the foundation, because if you looked at the foundation, you would notice there's some cracks there. And those cracks are the childhood wounds that have needed tending to. And those cracks are what started to shake up this foundation in this home. And so you have to get to the foundation, and you have to look at that, and you have to repair that. Because if you try to build on a foundation that isn't safe, that isn't secure, that isn't supportive, eventually those brand new walls are going to come crumbling down too. That's why you can lose 100 pounds and you end up regaining it back. That's why you can get this big promotion and still spend all of your money. You keep getting the test until you learn the lesson, until you heal the wounds. So I'm not going to rush that process of rebuilding until we heal those wounds and get a solid foundation to build from. Because once we do, then we get to decide, what are you going to build with? Right? Because now there's all these possibilities of who you truly are. What brings you joy? What lights you up? What have you always dreamt about doing? Because now we've healed those wounds, so we know that you're actually worthy of those dreams, those goals, those ambitions. We're not stuck in these limiting beliefs anymore, because we tended to the wound and we healed that foundation. So now we are opened up to being able to build with all of these amazing tools and resources. But you also have to be really careful of what you allow back in. Because oftentimes we want to bring all the old stuff back in. But then, oh boy, something about this doesn't feel right. Something about this doesn't fit. I'm in this new home, but I don't want to go back to that old version of me who didn't take care of me, who let everyone walk all over me, who never stood up for herself. I don't want to go back to that. And I don't want to surround myself with people who are going to bring me back into that. I don't want to put myself back in situations that is going to require me to go back to those old ways. Because I want to live in this new home. I'm going to tend to this new home. I'm going to take care of this new home. Because this was an investment in my time and energy and healing and resources to build this home because it's my forever home. This is it right here. This is the home I want to live in. This is the life that I want to live from here on out. I get to choose. I'm in charge of this blueprint, and I'm going to be in charge of who gets to help me build. Bringing in the right people that are going to support you on your journey. Bringing in the right resources. You want to build this home so it's safe and structurally sound, that supports your goals and dreams. And so that's my job, is to be able to walk you through that process and kind of be like your little side contractor in a sense. So that way, at the end of this 6 months, you feel like, wow, I get to live here. This is my home. I built this. You built this. You know, you and your inner child get to live the life that you always deserve, that your inner child always knew you were worthy of living. Because you put in the time, the energy, and the investment into healing, finally getting to the foundation. And now everything that comes after that, it's just like this beautiful cherry on top. But that foundation is unconditional love for your inner child. That's where we need to get to. And that's a process. And that's a journey. And that's the journey I want to go on with you. So if that's you and you are ready and committed, I absolutely cannot wait to help you go through this process and heal your inner child once and for all. And so you can live just an awesome, amazing, fulfilling life that you have always deserved.